Thank you, Kim. Your Excellency, Rear Admiral Kevin Scarce, Governor of South Australia, and Mrs. Scarce, Hugh Van Ley, Lieutenant Governor, the Right Honourable Lord Mayor of Adelaide, Mr. Stephen Yarwood and Mrs. Yarwood, representatives of the Armed Forces, Mr. Filosi, Chair of Advantage Australia, mayors, councillors, my Deputy Chair, Adriana Christopoulos, and Mr. Sam, hard-working members of my board of the Australia Day Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege also to thank the sponsors, and in particular our major sponsor, Australia Day Post, Serafino Wines, Cooper's Beers, and Novotech Technologies who put in the soundworks. But there are many, many other sponsors out there as well. The corporate sponsors who help us to keep these events, to run our programs, they're all very important to us, and thank you. We are meeting here today on the land of the Kaurna people of the Australia Plains, and we honor their relationship to the land, respect their traditions and customs. Indeed, since I joined the Australia board some 9 years ago, it has always been my ambition to get more involvement of our traditional native people in our celebration. Unfortunately, some of them still look at this as Invasion Day. But I do not, and we do not, celebrate the mere fact that some 2.5 centuries ago, a British officer on a British ship planted a British flag on Terra Australis. No. What we celebrate, is that we are all members of a wonderful family of people known as Australians. What we celebrate is that apart from the original inhabitants of this country, all of us are migrants. It's only a question of time when our forefathers' fathers all came to this land. And they all came mainly for 3 reasons: to escape political prosecution or oppression in their native countries, to escape religious persecution from their countries, or simply to get a better life and a better hope and opportunity for the future for themselves and their families. And what we celebrate on that day is that they largely met those expectations. For in this country, you can follow any political ideology, support or oppose any government, speak freely, have the right to congregate and even peacefully protest without fear of prosecution. You can belong to any church or organization, follow any Christianity or other religion, or follow no religion, and fear no political or other persecution for it. And largely also that most of the migrants have been given an equality of opportunity to achieve the best they wish to achieve for themselves and their families. And over the centuries, they came from everywhere. Initially, for the first half, mainly from British soil. English, Scottish, Irish, Cornish, they came here. After the First World War, from Southern Europe, Italians and Greek people. Between the wars, from Central Europe, to escape the persecution and prosecution by the Nazis and their associates. After the war, displaced people from Europe, and then again refugees from the oppressions of the Soviet and communist regimes. Subsequently, from Southeast Asia. Incidentally, I came after the Second World War with my family. Later, it was from Southeast Asia, from Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, and our deputy lieutenant governor came from there. Subsequently, from South America, where there was also problems, and then from currently Middle East and even Africa due to the wars and famine there. But wherever they came from, they brought with them their culture, their heritage, their ethnicity, their language, their music, their culinary skills, shared them with us, and made sure that Australia has one of the best and richest fabrics of social and economic life, which is the envy of all the world. And we live in an almost perfect multicultural society with peace and tolerance. And that's what we celebrate on Australia Day. And I'm sure that you, like I, heard the expression, Australia is the lucky country. But its luck is not purely in its mineral wealth, in the richness of its soil, in the purity of its air and water, but in the quality of its people. And that's what we celebrate on Australia Day. And I know there have been problems in the past, and you can't forget the past, because without a past there is no present and no future. But neither can we live in the past. You've got to live in the present and plan, dream, and act for a better future. And if we do this as a united people, the future of this country will indeed be great. And if I may finish by borrowing the words of a song which expresses it all, it goes something like this. I am one, but we are many, and from all the lands of earth we come. We share a dream, we speak with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian. Thank you, and enjoy Australia Day.